This is Cheyenne Valentine back today again with a new episode. In today's episode, I want to ask the question, what is a bedwench? Now, I kind of know what it is based upon this. I didn't look in the dictionary, but based upon black YouTube, particularly black male YouTube, they came up with a word like they came up with the word simp. They came up with a word called bedwench. Now, I'm going to tell you why this word offends me more than the word simp. The word simp offends me too, because basically simp, really, if you break down that word, is just definition of a good guy, a nice guy, and they don't want him to be nice to women anymore, so they want to shame him into being a douchebag like some of these other men. So that's what simp is. But I'm gonna tell you why bedwench offends me a lot, and it's not because it's geared towards women. That's why it offends me. I'm not biased. It offends me because the difference between with bedwench, that word originally came from slavery, from my understanding. Simp didn't. So simp is just a new age word some of these black male YouTubers came up with to shame men who are nice to women. Bedwench actually came from this is my understanding, and I watched the movie Mandingo. This movie is an older movie. It was a boxer who played in this movie, but basically it was filmed. The time era of the movie was during slavery. It was emulating slavery. I'm not gonna get all into it, but it was a woman in there. No, hold on. Either that movie or another movie that was based around slavery, they called the woman that was going to share their bed a bedwench. So either in Mandingo, the white master called the black woman slave that he liked his bedwench. Either that one or it was another one where the black woman was a bedwench. So basically, to sum it up, during slavery, from my understanding, don't quote me on this. From my understanding, a bedwench is a black slave woman who has intercourse with the white male master of that plantation. He calls her his bedwench. And I've seen this in some movies. That's what they were called. So I'm going to tell you why this word really bothers me. That some black men, YouTubers, call black women currently bedwenches that date or marry white men. And they don't have a name, though, for a black man that dates and marries white women. Can someone explain that to me? So you have a name for a black woman who dates and marries and have sex with a white man, and that's a bedwench. But the men who date and marry and have sex with white women, there's no name for him. They don't have a derogatory name for him. Now, the reason why this word is derogatory, because from my understanding, since it comes from slavery, that means that this woman was being raped. He basically, this white man, this master, I don't even like saying the word master, but he basically took this black slave woman. She could not say no. I mean, she could say no, but she'd probably get killed, beat up or whatever. And he decided, she's going to share my bed. I'm going to be having sex with her. So he basically was raping her. So she didn't have a choice in being a bedwench. So for you to take that word and now apply that to a woman who has free will to sleep with whoever she wants, and just because she chose to be with this white man, you want to call her a bedwench when the women who were really quote-unquote bedwenches were rape victims? Now, I'm not going, and everybody, I'm not reaching here. That's where the word comes from. The word comes from slavery, when the white, I hate to say the word, the white master would take a black slave woman, whoever he chose, and make her his mistress, a main woman he was sleeping with or whatever, and he would call her his bedwench. I seen this in the movie. Okay, now whether they made up this whether in the movie they made up this word to represent her, or whether this word was passed down, I don't know. But I seen this movie, let me put it like this. This movie originated from slave movies I would see, where the woman that the white master, hate saying the word master, the black female slave that he would pick to share his bed with him, meaning rape, fuck, he would call her his bedwench. So whether in these slave movies they decided to label her and give her that name bedwench or that title, or whether they really did some research and found that they called those women bedwenches, I don't know. But it was basically rape. These women were rape victims, and they called them bed wenches though. So my thing about it is, for you to call a black woman now who's willingly sleeping wherever the fuck she wants to sleep with, and you're mad because she chose to sleep with a white dude, to call her a bed wench, that's to imply that these women back in the day, if that's what they really called them during slavery, you're making it sound like they were willingly having sex with these white men, and that's a fucking lie. And you know it. That's a lie. What other alternative did they have? You act like these people weren't getting beat, raped, and then, like, even if they ran away, they were going to be brought right the fuck back. They in a whole nother country from where they're from. They don't even know where the hell they're at. So for you to make it like they willingly had sex with these men, you're full of shit. Now, did some probably willingly? Probably so, but I don't think it was that high percentage. I mean, even if they didn't want to do it, they couldn't say no. And like I said, if they said no, they getting their ass beat. That's all there is to it. These people own them like cattle. So that's why that word bad wench, I really don't like that fucking word. And so if you're going to be calling somebody, like, you're basically calling that, to me, that's degrading the women who were called that back in the day, who were rape victims, who were forced to sleep with these men. They didn't do it willingly. They were forced to sleep with these men because they own them. They own them. They own their body and their soul. They owned the black men back then. They owned them. So they felt they could do whatever they want to do with them. So for you to take a word that represented a rape victim, bed wench equals rape victim, and then label that to a black woman that dates white men, you know, these kind of black men on YouTube, they have a anger towards black women. But what's really strange is I can maybe understand their anger towards the black women. Some of them that, maybe act too aggressive, or the ones they're mad that's not in shape, or the ones they're mad at that wear weave. Okay, I'm ones who have a lot of kids by different dudes. Okay, fine, I can understand the anger towards that. But this anger towards black women, which is a small amount of us, who date white men in particular, or interracially, I don't understand black men's anger towards that, because if it was a lot of us doing it, I would understand. If it was a lot of black women dating interracially and it was a very small percentage of black men doing it, then I can understand black men's anger. But the fact is, you barely see black women dating interracially. I'm not understanding, like, where their anger comes from. It's not justified. And why it's not justified is because, from my understanding, Umar Johnson said that black men date interracially 3 times more than any other race of men combined. Now, I think he said black men date interracially more than any other race of men combined. It has to be a reason for that. So I can understand why black women would feel a little bit shitty, because a significant amount of their men are dating interracially, and black women don't date interracially by choice as much. And it's by choice, by the way. So black men are very strange. Some of them are very strange to me, because they're very cruel, I feel, because you're taking a word that came from a rape victim, that could, and these rape victims could have been, these were your ancestors, could have been your great-great-grandmother, and minimizing what she went through, and implying by calling her a bed wench that she wanted to sleep with him. Matter of fact, I think that word bed wench was in Roots, the movie Roots, when Kuta Kinte, it was a woman he liked, and they both was put on a slave block, and they was separated, and he some kind of way ended up finding her on another plantation. He wanted to have sex with her, and she said, I can't have a black baby. It has to come out brown, because I'm the master's bed wench. I think that's where that word came from. But like I said, they put it in the movie, but I don't know if they researched and found that that's what these women were really called, these rape victims. I don't know if they found that that's what they really were called, or they just decided to call them that in these slave movies. But that's where that word bed wench comes from, these slave movies. You understand? So to take the title of a rape victim and call them a bed wench, and then take that word and apply it to women who can now freely pick who they sleep with, I think it's very disgusting and disrespectful to your ancestors, for one. Number 2, why are you so upset when a black woman dates a white man, when you guys are dating white women at a tremendous rate, or any other race of woman, for that example? 3 times. Y'all date interracially 3 times than black women. 3 fucking times more. So you should be encouraging black women to date the racist men. Because y'all say y'all don't want black women to this, they are that, they're horrible to date. Okay, fine. Well, that's how you feel. Keep dating interracially, and you should be happy that these other races of men are taking these women off y'all hands. Y'all should be pushing the black women to the arms of another race of men, because y'all said y'all don't want them. Y'all MGTOW going, men going y'all own way. Y'all doing all this stuff. So, and y'all date 3 times more than black women. So if you're dating 3 times more than black women, that's implying to me that you don't really like black women like that. So fine. So but then when you see then like Serena Williams and Eve, when a couple of them do date interracially, these dudes they be really upset. And the women that end up dating racially, they didn't even want those women. They didn't want them enough to at least marry them or propose to them. They too busy talking about Kim Kardashian, how pretty she looked. So I always hear black men talk about Serena Williams' body. But other than that, I never heard them talk about how pretty her complexion was or her face or anything like that. So you didn't really want her like that. So I don't know why you give a damn about who she's married to, because she's not, and what the hell does it matter? And I will say on that topic, just real quickly, I think it was Tony Sotomayor. He made a video about her dating the white dude, Serena Williams marrying a white guy. And he said his only issue was that why is it okay, for a black woman to date a nerdy white guy, but she don't want to date a nerdy black guy. Okay. Can you point out some nerdy black men? Can you point out some nerdy black men who, if this man has his own business, IT business, or internet business or whatever, worth $1 million or whatever, can you find me like at least 100 black men that's like him, that are attractive too, that's so-called nerdy? And I don't consider him nerdy. I mean, when I think of nerd, I think of glasses and a guy who walks funny with suspenders. Just because a person's smart computer-wise, I don't think that makes them nerdy. They might have a certain personality type, but he don't look nerdy to me. I mean, to me, nerdy dudes have a certain look. I'm sorry, and he doesn't have it. So, I just want to know, when they say this, can you point me out 100 decent looking black men who are nerdy, okay? And then you can talk, or at least give me about 30,000, because I mean, it's a lot of black women in the world. You got to give me enough, show me enough of them so black women can pick from them. But if it's more so-called nerdy white men than nerdy black men, and if she's going to date a white guy, she's probably going to end up with it's more nerdy white men to choose from, and she's going to have to pick from that. If she's going to date a white guy, it's more of those type of men. So she's probably going to end up with one of them. If she's dating a black guy, it's more men who are not nerdy. So if she's dating a black guy, most likely she won't end up with a nerdy black guy, because it's not as many nerdy black men in the batch, if that makes sense what I'm saying. So they just have to come up with a reason to make it sound like black women are wrong about everything they do. So I just wanted to say, this bedwench word is disgusting. I don't know who came up with this dumbass shit. I don't know why some of these black men have a problem with black women dating interracially when they date interracially 3 times as much as black women. If a black man can explain this to me, then I won't make any more videos about this interracial dating thing. I just want to know, why would they have any objection, problem, or feelings about a black woman dating any race of man, particularly a white man, when they date interracially 3 times more than black women? Some black men have made songs telling black men, I remember Kanye West saying, you're gonna break up with her and get yourself a white woman. They always threaten black women with leaving them for white women. They always chase white women. I've heard, it was one dude, I think his name is Solo TV. He was on a O'Shea Du Jackson video, and he was encouraging O'Shea Du Jackson and date white women, saying you should try it. You should try dating white women, and they want them to date white women. They want them to. They want them to date interracial. They encourage them. They say, "Oh, let's just okay." So if that's what's happening, which I see, if that's what y'all want to do, then who black women date should not be of any concern of yours, because you say you don't want black women. So why do you have anything to say, considering you're doing it 3 times more than her? How the fuck do you have anything to say about interracial dating? And then to call her a bedwench, basically that's equivalent to a rape victim? Because that's what the rape victims were called. The black slave rape victims were called bedwenches back in the day. So why would you call, that's disrespectful to your ancestors, that you will call a woman who can willingly sleep with whoever she want now a bedwench, when quote unquote a real bedwench back in the day didn't have a choice. She was being raped, she was being forced, she was somebody's slave. They felt they owned her. She ran away and they called her, they'd kill her or brand her. You understand? So I just that word, anybody who uses that word simp or bad wench is pathetic to me. It's very lame. It's lame as fuck. Every time they say bad wench, it is so fucking lame. How lame can you get? They sound lame when they use that word. They sound lame when they use that bad wench and simp word. And I don't know why they came up with this bad wench word. It's disrespectful to their ancestors, and they're fucking pathetic for using it.